Hey guys, Martin here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to talk about the Peppy GALS banner that is coming out tomorrow on Global Dokkan. The time that this video goes up, the banner will be out in, I think it's exactly 12 hours from when this video goes up. So I will be live because it's during the time of my early stream anyway. I'll probably do a couple of the multis, maybe the discount ones, but we're going to talk about the banner itself, whether you should summon on it. Obviously with my summon or skip videos, this advice is always kind of geared more towards free-to-play players or people who don't spend a lot of money on the game. Obviously, you have to be a bit more careful with where you spend your stones. Summon wisely. And, you know, we just got all the hype news about heroes and stuff today. We know LR Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku's going to be coming out soon on Global. So we'll get into it, right? But this is the banner. So it does have 3 discounted multis at 30 stones each. And then it goes back to being the regular 50. And unfortunately, it is a blue coin banner, right? It's not a carnival. So it's blue coins are kind of useless at this point, right? So that's a big negative check mark against this banner. But every unit in the banner is a Peppy GALS unit. So you can see here the featured units are the new STR Android 18 and AGL MAMBA. I'll talk about them in a second. We'll go over their details. We have Chilai, Farsha, Launch, Oceanus. Remember, Launch and Oceanus are both getting their Easy A tomorrow as well. Then we have the Tech 18, and then there's a couple of SRs, right, for like the super attack. Now, in terms of, it doesn't show the unfeatured because there's only Peppy GALS units on this banner as far as I know. All of the unfeatured Peppy GALS as well, I believe. But unfortunately, there are no LRs, right? LR Bulma is not on this banner. A lot of these banners you can pull LRs for like the category support banners. I think the unfeatured are only Peppy GALS. They might be the normal unfeatured pool, but I don't think so. I think it's all Peppy GALS, right? Because it is the Peppy GALS support banner. So, you know, the lineup, when we look at it, we'll go over the new units. But Chilai can still be pretty good, but in all the difficult content, she is a dodge or die unit. Farsha is okay on, like, Bardock's team, but, you know, all she does is raw defense. She can get up to a decent amount, like 800, 900k sometimes, but obviously big bosses are then just going to evaporate her with a super attack. And then we have the 2 Easy A's. We'll go into more detail on them. Obviously, I'll do showcases for them once they get their Easy A's tomorrow. But suffice to say, they're not hype enough that you would want to be summoning on this banner just to get them if you don't have them, right? So let's have a look at the 2 new units here. So we have STR Android 18, Strikingly Beautiful Technique. She's a Peppy GALS leader or extreme STR for 3 key and 120. She greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn and does supreme damage. So she's got a good super attack effect. She gets 2 key, attack and defense 180, plus an additional attack and defense 180 when performing a super. So those are pretty solid numbers. She has a medium chance to dodge. Then she gets an additional attack 180 and chance to dodge 18% when there are another 4 or more Peppy GALS allies on the team. And it does say additional chance of dodging. So I believe that means it's a 48%, right? Now, not a separate 18%. I'm not too sure. It's because it says additional chance, right? I'm not too sure. But when there's 4 or more Peppy GALS allies on the team, or when there is a physical type enemy. So that means even if you use her on like a full Android team, if you're against a physical boss, she will get those buffs. So that is kind of cool. You don't have to run her on a Peppy GALS team as long as you're fighting a physical boss. And then she gets attacks effective against all types for 6 turns after dodging. So if you get a dodge in the first turn, like her stats can be pretty good. She's effective against all types at that point for 6 turns. As far as like base, just, you know, units named Android 18 go, she is actually pretty solid. So yeah, pretty decent, I guess. Obviously she has a Shattering the Limit unit. She has very typical Android 18 links. Things like Android Assault, obviously very good on Android teams for all that extra defense. So I mean, she's a fairly decent unit, but again, you have to remember, restricted to either Peppy GALS or a physical enemy if you want to get her full passive. And then we have the AGL Mamba, who unironically I saw people from JP saying that she was quite useful against the STR Vegito Blue fight, because she's a Peppy GALS or Extreme Allies leader for 120. She greatly raises defense for 4 turns, does supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. So greatly raising for 4 turns is pretty good, right? You can get a couple of stacks out of this. So if you get an additional super or more, right, in 1 turn, I don't know if she has any built-in additionals, you can get a lot of stacks off of this in 1 turn, so that's really good. She has 2 key, attack and defense 150, additional defense 100% when performing a super, additional attack 500%, gets a guaranteed crit and disables the attacked enemy's action once within the turn when performing a super if the target enemy is in attack down status or defense down, stunned or sealed. So she's really good against enemies that can be passive, like have status effects. She lowers attack on her super. So if she gets an additional super, she would then get the additional 500% guaranteed crit and then disable the next action. So you can see that's why she's good against the Vegito Blue Fright from the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will event, right? She also gives all allies attack 40% and high chance of all enemies attack minus 20% when there are 4 or more Peppy Gals allies or the enemy is STR. So again, you can see how she's kind of good for Vegito Blue, right? She's giving all enemies 40% attack, passively debuffing him, which means straight away her first super of the turn, she's going to get that full buff. So, I mean, she's quite a situational type unit. She is also weirdly, like, I thought she was a demon, right? True Nature of the Beautiful Demon is the name of the card, but she's on Peppy Gal's Earthlings and Battle of Wits. I guess Earthlings doesn't mean humans, right? So, interesting combination of categories. Her links are not the best, right? Flee, Coward, Battlefield Diva, GT, Metamorphosis, more than meets the eye and shattering the limit. So her links are pretty terrible, to be honest. But her kit is pretty decent. She's an interesting niche, like random unit, right? And then the 18 is just solid for an overall Android 18 unit. So not too bad. Like both the units, they're not terrible. They're not like super great. So again, going back to the banner, it is a guaranteed featured banner. So every single multi, even when you go past the 3 multis for 30 stones, every single banner is featured. Every single SSR at the end of the multi, sorry, every 10th unit, right, is guaranteed to be one of the featured units, one of the featured SSRs. And there are only, what, 7? So every time you do a multi, you have a 1 in 7 chance of getting 18 or Mamba, right? 2 in 17 chance of getting one of the new units, which is kind of cool. But again, now the point of the video, should you summon on this banner? I mean, you guys can probably guess where we're going with this, right? But this banner should be an easy skip for basically everybody. I know there's at least one big Android 18 fan out there in my community that probably will be summoning. But remember, these units will go straight into the general pool as well. So the next banner Global should be getting is at the beginning of November, we'll get the new Dokkan Fest, which should be Trunks. Then obviously Heroes, the only SSRs are Heroes. But at the end of November as well, that's when Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku come out. Both of those banners will have these 2 new units in there. So if you're somebody who really wants to summon for LR Full Power Super Saiyan 4 Goku at the end of November, Mamba and Android 18 will be in the general pool when you are summoning on that banner. Now, obviously, you know, they're 1 out of what, like 200 SSRs or something in that banner. So the chances of pulling them are not very high. So if you do really want a copy of like the 18, for example, I would say like the 3 multis for 30 stones, if you can spare the 90 stones when you bear in mind all of the stuff that's coming up in the future, you know, 3 multis for 90 stones, you're going to get at least 3 of these units guaranteed. You obviously could get extra copies as well, right? You know, someone out there I'm sure is going to do a 30 stone multi and get both of the new units, right? And just be, that's it, one and done. That'd be really nice if that happened to me on the stream tomorrow. So if you can spare the 90 stones, I would say go for it. But again, I feel like that's more for people who maybe are just in that zone where you spend a little to a medium amount. Obviously, if you're a big whale, you would probably just do the discount ones at least anyway, even if you're potentially going to do more afterwards. But if you can spare the 90 stones, I would say the 3 discounted multis are probably worth doing. But for most people, especially if you are free to play, I would say save your stones until we see what's coming out in the future. Because again, both of these units are pretty decent, but they're definitely not like must-have units, and none of the other featured Peppy Gals are really as well. So if you do decide to summon, like I say, I would go for the discounts if you can spare 90 stones, otherwise probably not. If you do decide to summon, I hope you guys do get lucky and do pull the 2 new units. Hopefully I will get that luck too. I'll be live, like I say, tomorrow for the normal early stream time, which is 7 AM UK time. The banner comes out 30 minutes after the start of the stream. So hopefully we'll get some good luck on it, and we'll do the easy A's and everything tomorrow as well. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Will you be summoning for either of these 2 units? You're going to just do the discount multis? Will you keep going to see if you can get dupes? I think for me, it is going to be a case of we'll just drop the 3 discounts, and I honestly think even if I don't pull one of them off of those 3, or maybe I don't pull both of them, I probably won't do any more, because after seeing how crazy hype the Heroes thing is going to be this year for me specifically, like the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 for Geo and Super Saiyan 3 Rose are like 2 of the most wanted Heroes units for me, and we still don't know who the other units on the banner are going to be. So I definitely don't want to spend too many stones here, especially because, of course, as a content creator, I will be summoning for Trunks in just over a week as well. So we'll see. But let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know your plans. Are you going to summon? Is this a guaranteed easy skip for you? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.